Hello everyone, this is Comics G-Man. American decline and tragedy is going to be this video's topic. I want to make it clear that this channel is not a pure political channel. Yes, in some of my videos I will have some more of my personal thoughts and political feelings that will come out, but the main focus will be comics and video games, movies. However, today I want to talk about what happened yesterday to Charlie Kirk. Today of this recording is September 11th, 2025. This topic should be considered apolitical, but of course, this is the internet, and this is specifically American politics. So yes, it is a divided time in our country, and it is a time of left and right thinking. I was far from a Charlie Kirk fan myself. I agreed with some of his opinions and disagreed on many of his opinions. Specifically, I always felt that he was just riding the popular trend of the right and just repeating the same old talking points that we hear over and over. Yet, there were times where his brilliance would truly shine, and he would fight against the mainstream or even criticize his own side over the last year from what I heard. But we have to remember that much of modern day politics is business. There are bases that men like Charlie Kirk or audiences, very much like what YouTube channels and news channels have, that, well, kind of chain them to one way of thinking sometimes. So, one is understanding of someone like Charlie Kirk with such high influence and many eyes on them to be cautious or stay in a specific lane. Despite whatever his background is, such as the left dismissing him as a trust fund baby because his father was a project architect for Trump Towers, or the many worse derogatory isms that they have placed on this man's name. None of that matters now. At the end of the day, Charlie Kirk was a father, a husband, and now he's dead. Murdered, assassinated, deleted. And for what, may I ask? For speaking his mind? Having the audacity to put himself on the line and speak publicly to thousands of people at these insane places that we call college campuses. And believe me, I've been to college, 4 years in all, and I can attest to this fact. The students are some of the most hostile people. The girls are brainwashed to hate the white male students for no reason other than their skin color. To believe that white men are a bane on our existence and must be eradicated. I have been treated with such hostility, yet I persevered, fought against such negative energy, thanks to my loving family's support and overall good life I am fortunate to have. I am not a father. I am not a husband. But one day, if the gods so deem it, I would like to be so. Even with all the horrors of modern day divorce, the evil corporate takeover of our lives and culture, and the unreasonably high expectations of the current day spoiled American female. To have children to share my dog, comics, video games, movies, and of course, to pass down my family stories. I have at least a glimmer of a dream, a faint light of hope, of a vision. Charlie Kirk achieved that dream with a beautiful wife and children. Yet like a thief in the night, he was murdered, never to see his vision come to full pass, at least in this material world. Charlie Kirk is not the only one to suffer like this. Many people in the cities lose their children, and many families now face divorce with fathers treated like second-class citizens in their own homeland. Yet, Charlie Kirk has paid the ultimate price, never to see his family ever again, joining the ever-growing choir of American death, misery, and destitute. How much farther down the hole of wretchedness, envy, and intolerance does this country have to go to say, enough of this madness? It is not only Charlie Kirk that has bothered my soul greatly on where we are as a people. There was also the story of Irina Zarutska, a Ukrainian refugee who was murdered in North Carolina by a black man with at least 14 past cases spanning more than a decade. To name, let alone call out these facts, can deem you a racist. Yet, where are the cries for Irina? This reminds me of the story of Tessa Majors that happened back in 2019. She was murdered by 3 black teenagers in Manhattan, and then too, the media was mostly silent over her death. The police chief at the time even had the audacity to imply it was her fault for walking around a dangerous neighborhood looking for weed. The major contributing factor to these victims are their skin color. We have a media that disregards people based on being white, yet falsely champions equality by raising up those that they label people of color. If we lived in a true and honest society that believed that all man is equal, then anyone of any race who is murdered, butchered, assassinated would be treated with equal sadness and equal anger toward the victimizers. But we do not live in an honest, true society. We live in a nation of lies, deception, double standards, and corruption as the norm. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.